in the more than 30-year history of the Sky High Hope Camp, has received any monetary compensation.
It's a life-changing event. You can't go to that camp without coming away motivated, inspired, self-fulfilled.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Counselors, nurses, and other willing helpers eagerly rendezvous for a special week each summer to experience something called Camp Magic.
A group of extremely dedicated people who worked here, many of them for years, many of them who had been patients and campers themselves, who bonded into a pretty tight group, which is why I've been coming back for 12 years. Yeah, I know it's about the kids, but like a lot of people here, I get more out of it, I think, than they do.
You really have the value of what's important in life when you come here and see these kids and how incredibly courageous and brilliant and delightful they are. It's just a very rewarding week.
Kids figure out that they are normal in that peer setting, that all the pain and suffering and fear and angst that the family goes through and they go through is shared by somebody else. They're not alone.
Some people say, oh, it must be so hard to go up to that camp with those kids and be so sad about how they have cancer, but it's not like that at all. It's more like, how can you hold these kids down from doing everything they want to do?
It restores your faith in mankind, you know, in a sense, and it's a magic sort of feeling when you leave there.
I have a lot of friends here, and they're my family.
America, everybody busy. No, these people special. Donated time, donated love. And then when I see everybody crying, counselors crying, hug, and this is messy.
It's hard not to get emotional talking about it. These kids are like superheroes. They have dealt with things that most of us will never, ever fortunately have to face in our lives. It's extremely difficult to have a bad day when I put into perspective what it is that these kids have overcome.
They have been through chemotherapy, losing their hair, getting sick, scans, poked and prodded, digestive problems as a result of treatment.
Kai had leukemia and a bone marrow transplant. Candy lost her leg and the cancer reappeared in her lungs. Arson nears his 100th surgery for throat cancer. At camp, a diagnosis, treatment, and surgeries can't compete with a bow and arrow, a fishing pole, or a trail ride.
I have seen transformations within 1 week time that I think some kids don't see in a year because of how they are enveloped in this family and just allowed to be themselves and allowed to do whatever they want to do. They get to be kids again.
Campers come in one way and leave another. Allison arrived at camp weak and thin from her cancer treatment. She was homesick before the week started, and her parents found it hard to let her go.
Even though it wasn't easy to let her go, it was the best thing we could have ever done.
And over the course of a week, she regained her balance, put on weight, and couldn't stop smiling.
I think it's just the confidence of being around other kids and the confidence that, you know, I'm not different than the other kids. I'm actually like a lot of other kids.
And I know camp does this for a lot of people, but this camp in particular is a place where these kids who've gone through traumatic experiences really do get to be themselves, because oftentimes their days are spent, you know, doing things that nobody wants to be doing. So that's the magic. It's a community of people who their only goal is to have each kid have the time of their lives.
Let's go.
The Windsor, Colorado high school football team heads up to camp every year for a field day. Their one-day adventure inspires them for the whole season.
They're living life the way you should live it, you know, and making the most out of every moment that they've been given. And the times they've survived from, you know, maybe major surgeries or chemotherapy, the stuff they've been through really was, you know, very motivational to our football program.
They just get that big smile just from seeing you do push-ups or taking them on a piggyback ride.
Yeah, exactly. I don't think we could ever measure how much we get out of it, because every little memory that you get from it just transcends later in life. It's very cliche to say that, but I don't know any other way to say it.
Some things about Sky High Hope Camp can be explained. It's a week-long camp for children with cancer and/or their siblings. Kids range in age from 8 to 17 years old. The camp takes place the second week of July, and on the surface, it looks just like any other summer adventure.
If you have ever watched any of those teen camp movies, it's pretty close to that, actually. If you with the feathers and the chocolate and the saran wrap and stuff like that, it's totally them letting loose and having just the best time they could possibly have.
But so much of what goes on at camp remains a mystery. The transformation is hard to explain, but easy to feel.
What kind of makes you forget about all your bad experiences and makes you start to appreciate the good experiences. And this would be one of the good experiences, because it's just a great camp.
If they've got a disability, if they're really tired, we just encourage them and we say, you go do that, because you can do that. And they do it and they feel great. It's about, oh, how awesome is this that we are still alive and can enjoy this.
That's the magic of Sky High Hope Camp.